By virtue of my authority as Pro-Vice Chancellor, I have been using the degree of Doctorate of Divinity on all his houses.
Well, a very good morning to you. Just before I respond to those very kind words that were said, I think maybe I need to make two things clear, because wherever I go nowadays and people meet me who don't know very much about me, I find that there are two questions they have in their minds. The first one is, how old is he? And the second one is, why is he on crutches? So let me get rid of those right away. In terms of my age, I'm celebrating this year the 56th anniversary of my 21st birthday. It seems to sound better that way. And the reason why I'm on crutches is because I've been battling prostate cancer for the last 10 years, and now it's spread into the bone of my right leg, which makes it very difficult for me to stand for more than just a minute or so. That's why I have to have this kind of support. Just before Christmas last year, I think I received one of the most pleasurable and one of the most meaningful presents that I've had in my life. When I received from Brunel University the news that I was to be given a Doctorate of Divinity degree, an honorary degree, of course. And I can't tell you what that meant to me, because the college in which I was trained, Bristol Bible College, and the denomination to which I was then attached, did not actually believe in degrees. You know, it seems rather quaint now, as one looks back upon this. But they felt that degrees were somewhat worldly, and academic achievements were something that really a Christian shouldn't be too interested in. I wasn't convinced that was true then, but as the years have gone by, and when I came into the Christian ministry, and I was a pastor for 18 years, as you heard, I began to realize that in order to pursue what I felt God was calling me to, because after 18 years of pastoral ministry, I moved into founding the Crusade for World Revival, and the vision that opened up for me at that stage made me realize that I needed a deeper understanding of theology and psychology myself. And so I went to the United States, and while I was there, I had a taste for learning, as I studied in the Rosemead Graduate School of Psychology in California under Dr. Clyde Narrower. And when I came back, I began to realize that to really get where I wanted to get, I needed to pursue a doctoral program. And I considered this very seriously, but there were several obstacles. The first one was, my wife had a terminal illness. And I realized that if I was to pursue a doctoral program study, then it would make it very difficult, because I always believed that a minister's first task, indeed not only a minister, but anyone, any Christian man, I believe his first responsibility is to his wife. Well, I'm glad you agree with me, because there are some people who wouldn't agree with that. And you know, when I first came into the Christian ministry, I'm ashamed to tell you that I had an affair. It wasn't with another woman. It was with the church. And in the early days of my marriage, I put the church before my wife. But God wonderfully brought me through to see that that was my first ministry, ministering to my wife. So I weighed one thing against the other. The second thing, the second obstacle to pursuing a doctoral program of study was that I might have to give up writing the daily Bible notes every day with Jesus. I couldn't see how I could do the two things. And the third thing was that I realized that there was a training program involved in the Crusade for World Revival that needed great attention, establishing Waverley Abbey House and so on. And if I was to pursue the studies that I wanted to do, it would mean that many of the things that I just mentioned would have to go by the board. Some of them, of course, especially my wife's illness, it meant that I could not possibly consider it. So, a tinge of sadness was on my spirit in those years as I realized that because of the things that God had called me to, I was unable to pursue the ministry that I wanted to in terms of lifelong learning and in terms of deepening my own understanding and bringing my own knowledge to a higher degree standard. But now as I look back, I can see how wonderfully God has worked. Because the model of counselling that I was able to develop has been taken by others who have sharpened and refined this model to such a degree that it has now been accepted at university level. And that is why I can't tell you how thrilled I am of our connection with London School of Theology, and my gratitude to Dr. Derek Tidball for his role in arranging for me to receive this award today. And as I look around and see people receiving degrees that I was unable to because of the many responsibilities that I had taken on, it's rather wonderful to sit here today and witness what I am witnessing. And although I have not been able to reach a PhD level myself, it's wonderful to think that there are those who are working and have worked to develop that idea, that biblical concept, to bring it to that level where it is accepted at a very high intellectual level. And so I'm very grateful to God for that, for the way that He's worked. And I'm grateful too for those, my colleagues in CWR, the people who have been responsible for bringing about what is happening today in the award of a Doctorate of Divinity degree. And as I look back, I can see the orchestrations of God working in the most wonderful way. And in giving my colleagues, Dr. Tidball, thanks, I also want to give praise and gratitude and thanksgiving to God for the fact that He is always on ahead of us. We can never catch up with Him. He's always one step ahead, always on before. And I'm so grateful to God for that, and for the joy that fills my heart today as the recognition of the work that I have done in terms of establishing a biblical model for counselling is recognized in this way. And that brings to my heart great joy and great pleasure. My mother, who is in a few months' time will be 99 years of age. She lives in a little mining village where I was brought up in Wales. And a few months ago, when I informed her that I was to receive an honorary doctorate, you must understand that at 99 years of age, she's had a very limited education herself, and she has a very limited understanding of what a doctor really is. And her first response to me was, when I informed her that I was to receive a doctorate and would now be called Dr. Selwyn Hughes, her first response was whether I would be able to write out a prescription for painkillers. Well, I wouldn't be able to do that, but I'm grateful for the recognition that has been given me today. And once again, my thanks to you, Derek, and for all those, my colleagues at CWR, who are seated here at the front, and for those who have worked to recognize in this way some of the things that God has impressed me with and helped me to lay down as a foundation in the whole realm of biblical counselling. So thank you.